One defeat in their last 22 games, play Wimbledon, going strong in all 3 competitions. The Dons are 7th in the league and face Leicester in the semi-final of the Coca-Cola Cup on Tuesday. One of their most consistent performers this season has been defender Chris Perry, and Gerald Sinstadt went to South London to meet the local boy, made good.
So this is where it all began?
Yeah, this is where I came when I was about 3 years old with my dad.
Really as young as that?
Yeah, as young as that. That was my first game when I was 3 when we were in the Southern League. And I came ever since, really.
What, you were absolutely local boy?
Yeah, I used to live just around the corner over there.
Well, literally around the corner?
Yeah, it's about 2 minutes walk up that road there.
And your dad and your grandfather have both been supporters?
That's right, my dad's been a supporter since about the 1960s and my granddad since about the 1930s, I think, so it runs in the family.
Where were you when they won the cup?
I was at Wembley. And we were standing behind the goal that Dave Besant saved the penalty in.
Were you really?
Yeah.
He did! And he saved it! And made history!
Were you out on the street when the open top coach came around the following day?
I was there. Outside the town hall that morning, yep. That was great, brilliant. Best day of my life, that was.
Really?
Yeah, without a doubt.
That's a fine ball to goal. Perry holds him up with some style.
So who's influenced your career at Wimbledon?
Terry Burton, definitely. He's assistant manager now, and he was my manager when I was in the youth team. He's really, really improved my game a lot, and he's given me a lot of confidence in my own ability.
He's always been a very good defender, and every time he's moved up a level, he's always still managed to be a very good defender. He sees danger well. You never find him in any other game if you do a five-a-side or anything. He's always playing at the back. He likes defending. He sees it as an art, and he works hard at it.
Very good interception by Perry.
I always used to play centre back at school and all the way up, and then they tried to convert me to a right back. I don't know whether I was just against it or whether I wasn't any good there, but I never used to play well there. And as soon as I got into centre back, I obviously played quite well, and they've kept me there ever since.
Well, they put the big boys at centre back.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest, but I seem to do okay.
There ain't better markers in the game in the Premiership. This kid can, he doesn't seem to be worried about who he plays against. He's got a wonderful temperament. He's prepared to take on the best, if it may be Shearer or whoever it may be, week in, week out, and just gets on and does it. And that's the nice thing about him.
That's Howie. That's Ferdinand. Here's Shearer. Great block by Chris Perry. He's had a really good match, Chris Perry.
Great view here. Best view in the ground it was.
Hughes chases through. Good defending by Perry.
Who are the central defenders you admire?
Me, Des Walker and Tony Adams.
Two very different types of defender.
Yeah, for different reasons. I think Tony Adams because he's a great leader, great captain, and he's got a great presence on the field. And Des Walker because of all his physical attributes, is possibly the best defender one-on-one in the country.
You're very similar types, actually, aren't you and Des? Pace, reading the game.
I hope so. Yeah, if I'm in that category, if I'm as good as him, then I'm obviously not too bad.
You find out on Sunday.
I will. Yeah, I enjoy playing against him actually because he always used to be my favourite when he was in the England side and that sort of thing. And to get to play against him is unbelievable.
And now he's got Perry to run out, and Perry, not for the first time, has timed his challenge immaculately.
How far do you think you can go in the game?
I don't know. Obviously, I'm just looking really to stay in the Premier League, maybe win a trophy with Wimbledon this season, and just look from there. Really.
England?
I'd love to. It's always been an ambition of mine to play for my country, but I don't know whether that's going to happen or not. It's up to a certain Mr. Hoddle and anyone in the future.
Good to see Gerald Sinstadt doing a few laps. Chris Perry's, you must have seen him plenty, of the reserve team coach at Wimbledon. He's done well, hasn't he?
He's done tremendously well. I mean, I've actually spoken to Don Howe about him, and he said, and you can't get much higher compliment, that he's the nearest thing in English football to a Baresi. I mean, I've seen him, he's not the biggest centre-half in the world, as you see walking around there, but I've seen him out-jump Duncan Ferguson, out-battle Mark Hughes, and out-pace Ian Wright, so I mean, he's got everything going for him.
Not much more than that, can you?
Not really, no.
You scored the winning goal in '88 against Liverpool. Can they do it again?
Yeah, of course we can. I mean, we're in the quarterfinals of this cup. We're in the Coca-Cola Cup semi-final. We'd be disappointed if we didn't get to Wembley via some route. They've got a hard game against Sheffield Wednesday at the weekend. But one thing I've always learned is you never bet against Wimbledon.
Now, are you paying the price, do you think, a little bit for your own success in many ways? Because so many games, it's something unusual for Wimbledon. Concern about the fitness?
No, not about the fitness, about the injuries. I mean, it is the penalty you pay for success, but you know, we'd rather be in that situation than be fighting against relegation, as the teams down the bottom will tell you. I mean, we got 2 big games in 3 days. If we come out of those, we can have a great season.
And Sheffield Wednesday, though, tough game, just beaten once in 22.
Yeah, I think David Pleat's been quoted as he wanted to make them the Wimbledon of the North, and to a certain extent he has. I think, as you say, they've had a great record. We've only lost 3 in the last 30, so it will be a great game.
OK, thanks, Lawrie. And you can see Sheffield Wednesday versus Wimbledon.